KritikaL.org. I'm here with Luke KritikaL Green. He's dropped the boycott, he's dropped the lawsuits, and he's going to do an interview with us now because he's got something to get off his ample chest. Luke, I believe you wanted to respond first of all to what Henry said, your teammate from Epsilon.
Yeah, I was just a bit surprised when I listened to it this morning. I was like if you have an issue with me shouting and screaming, just come and say that to me, really. I don't really understand where that came from. And like, they know how passionate I am and how much I want to win, so maybe they should have chosen someone a bit better if they wanted someone quiet who wasn't going to do anything.
It was a point I made in the interview, like, you are quite well known for being a particular type of player and indeed a particular type of person. Yeah. It wasn't like you were ever going to come along and be quiet and, you know, kind of alter your style, I don't think. I think it's become too entrenched. You were saying in 1.6, you're the same in CSS and have been for years. Sure. So why do you think they would pick you up only to then sort of complain about, you know, your personality down the road?
I don't know. I would have thought it'd be with them 4 players. I would have thought it'd be someone. They needed someone who could pick them up and sort of like drive them to that next level of wanting to turn up to practice. And that's what I thought I was being brought into, really, was to try and get them to want to play the game again and get pumped and do what I do best, really. And it just ended up that that wasn't the case. They didn't seem to want someone who did that. And I mean, the first day of me playing, I was trying to give my input of what we should do and stuff like that. And they turned around and said, well, no, we don't want to do it like that. And I just didn't really get a look in on how to play the game and how we should try and play the game.
How did you feel when you were listening to sort of Henry say how you weren't the first choice? I mean, was that?
I mean, no, I kind of knew that. I kind of expected that, because I mean, I don't think Henry G has ever really respected me as a player from a long time ago, since we first started, to be honest. I'm sure he would have much preferred one of his buddies from Rasta or something like that. I don't know who they had in mind, but I kind of knew that from. I mean, Marek did say, like 2-3 days into the practice, he did say, like, I'm so glad we got you, blah 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 blah. And that, I generally thought that was because of the way that I acted on Ventura or Mumble or whatever. But I don't know, they didn't seem to like it at the event.
Do you feel you're going to be used as a scapegoat for what is a pretty disappointing Epsilon performance?
I'd be surprised if I was. I personally don't think I played that badly. I don't think I did anything personally on a level which was like unbelievably bad or anything like that. I probably will get blamed because obviously I'm the person coming into the team and just.
And you're pretty overrated, I heard as well.
Yeah.
Kidding, easy.
But yeah, no, it's like I don't think I'll be called a scapegoat. I won't be made a scapegoat, but I think that probably some people go, oh, KritikaL failed, blah blah blah. I mean, I can't. I'm the sort of player who needs to be like adrenaline rushing. I need to know what people are doing, where people are. That I'm that sort of controlling player who needs to know, like, whether they're either down the end of alley or whether they're at the bowels of alley, and to get calls which, like, I've done 99 in 4 and then not know where he is. Like, that just really annoys me because it's such a simple thing and it just gives information to everyone on the team, and that wasn't happening. The simple things which I expect games to their standard to be just doing wasn't happening, and really disappointed me. Really, it was really embarrassing to be part of it. Really.
Brutal. What about the other teams that have been in and around the tournament? I mean, Very Games have just been on a next level, kind of waltzing through the tournament, Imperious. Haven't conceded more than 3 rounds, I don't think, in a single game. Yeah. Are you kind of disappointed that there isn't a team that can actually challenge them? Or?
Yeah, it's total crap, to be quite honest. It's not hard to go and watch their demos. It's not hard to come up with stuff which can beat them. I think mainly it's just people bottoming it. I think they lose fist around, they get their heads down, and they don't have the moral strength to come back from it.
And what about MTW? I mean, everyone was thinking if anyone was going to dethrone them. I mean, you know, you guys were talked up a little bit, but I think most people were focused on MTW perhaps being, you know, the guys to do it. And they've been fairly disappointing. They've just kind of conceded 10 rounds against Beasts, which is all respect to them. You know, I wouldn't expect
with Tuscan, I think it's one of those maps where it can happen. You can get a bit. You can get shot. It's hard to read people on Tuscan. There's 2 styles in which I think you play Tuscan. There's the people who push Tuscan, and there's the people who play defensive. And we have 2 teams, like within our team, especially, we have 2 sorts of starts. Because Reason Gaming, they used to sit back. They used to sit back and sit in corners. Whereas you played Salvo, they'd run at you, Sam would be orping you from left, right, centre, stuff like that. But so that it can happen because they probably just didn't read into the way that they were playing. And probably just didn't catch on quick enough, and it can happen on Tuscan. But I think it is quite disappointing, but I don't think they'll do anything to Very Games.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't think they're going to...
I think on the stage they've got more of a chance. I actually think that on the stage they've probably got more of a chance.
Why is that?
Because I just think the very games just love being on their own setups that little bit more. But saying that could work for MTW sort of setup as well. But I think that it'll probably make it a bit more even. I think they won't get it all their own way, which is what they have when it's on their own computers and doing what they want to do.
I think another question that people would like to know is what, now that you've kind of got this whole Epsilon thing over and obviously it hasn't worked out and when's it's going to come back and you're kind of a free agent again, are you going to go back to the old Link Gaming guys? Because they're going to obviously not be with Sam and Jim anymore.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I said yesterday, like after the MTW, I said we probably would have done better if we'd just stuck with the Link with the Epic team. We would have actually, both of us, me and Bash, would have done better if we just stuck with that team. And I mean, it is a massive reality check for me. I mean, to me, it's just, I mean, like now I just look at the names on the scoreboard as names. I don't even think about those like personalities where they've come from anymore. And I think that's what people in the CS scene should look at, rather than these people who've experienced it. I mean, look at Weber. To be honest, I personally, because I'm just an old fogey, I said he was going to be crap, but I knew he was going to be good. Really, deep down, I knew he was going to be good, and he's shown it at this event. And it's the same. I mean, these kids who play this amount of the game are going to be good. They're going to get good, and that's just the way it is. And to beat those sort of kids who are really pumped and ready to go, you have to compete with them on the same level as them. Some people can't understand.
Well, you've always been the kind of person to give younger players kind of a platform. You did it with Frag Masters, a lot of people credit you with the development of Dan, release. I mean, do you think that kind of your attitude is going to be adopted by other people? Because Henry described it in his interview as the treehouse. You're not in that. If you're not in that group of players.
To be honest, I don't think I'm in the treehouse. To be honest, I think that I probably got very lucky when I got picked for Epsilon. And whenever it comes to being a new formed team, I'll never seem to be involved with it. So I'm not in the treehouse. So my next step is to make another team of the level standard, or what's deemed as the level standard, better. And I mean, the Link guys, I can't believe how good they are. Like when we first played at Epic, I was like, wow, like these guys actually know what they're doing. They're not here to just have a laugh or anything. They want to win as well. And that hunger, PHP hunger.
Everyone's been
always in.
hunger.
But yeah, I mean the hunger and that will to win. And once you have that will to win, the next stage is to win. And once you've won, it's so much easier just to keep winning. But then, obviously, you need to keep practicing. And I mean, Very Games are such a good example of how they just know how to practice and be good at the right times.
Well, final question. You've been to a lot of lands, certainly down the years. 1.6 CSS. I've seen you always be critical of setups, organisation, the way tournaments are run, and I share a lot of your thoughts in that. I'm still waiting for the perfect land. And it's 2011. Where does this one kind of rank for you? And what do you think of the new venue? What do you think of how multiplayer have approached the tournament?
The venue itself is I think pretty good. I like the stage. I would have loved to have played on it. Unfortunately, I didn't. But I think that spectator area seems to be getting quite a lot of people watching games as well, so that's quite surprising because usually you get to i43 Sunday night, people start going to games and stuff. So I don't know what the CS one is going to be like quite late. I think it's like 7:30 tonight, so it'll be quite interesting to see what that's like. And if there is a lot of people turning up, then that's pretty good. But to be honest, I just don't like the fact that it's in Birmingham. To be honest, it's just a bit too far. It took me like 7 hours to get here, and I live in St Albans, so it's just really bad traffic, and the M1's always crap anyway. So.
But overall thoughts, I mean, it's been personal.
I mean, it has been good. I've liked it. I mean, it has been quite well run as well, which is quite surprising actually for an i-series. It's like the games haven't been that delayed, and even when they were, they seem to catch up quite quickly. So that was pretty good. But I would have liked a bit of a gap yesterday, maybe 2 or 3 hours, but for lunch maybe that would have been better. And I much would have preferred best of 3. I always say best of 3. It brings out
1.6 standard as well. So
we've been rinsed so hard this tournament because of the veto system. Because it's one map. Maybe if we could have played Train, Dust 2, we could have sort of done something else. But we played Train 4 times. That's the only map we played in this event, apart from Tuscan.
Unlucky. But anyway, I want to say thanks for coming back to the CAD Red Fold. Handshakes on camera.
Oh, what?
You're going to do it.
was
Man, I accidentally did that to a Fnatic 1.6 player before I snubbed him. It was
my brain just melted. I wasn't quick enough.
But and all the people out there who've been following the coverage, we are going to have more video interviews on the website, so do stay tuned to the i43 coverage from here in Telford International Centre.